Okay, so video number 3, we're going to talk about factoring completely. So what that basically means is that for today, I want to make sure that everybody knows how to factor a GCF, factor maybe further with dots, difference of two squares, maybe look for grouping, and then to factor a trinomial. Okay, so number 1, always, first step is look for a GCF. Number 2, then we want to look for, is there any type of difference of two squares? All right, and then finally, after that, you might be left with a trinomial, okay? You may get more. You may get a trinomial, and you even may get dots again. Okay, so look for anything else. You might get a double order of dots. You might get, the trinomial may have to be broken down even further, and you may even have, grouping at some point. All right. The first thing is to always look for your GCF, and in this case, my GCF for this first example is x. They all have x, so I'm going to pull out x, and I'm left with x squared plus 3x plus 2. So now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to make my x, because that's a trinomial, and I need numbers that multiply to 2, but add to be 3. So in that case, the only numbers that multiply to 2 are 2 and 1. I'm going to split this up. X squared plus 2x plus 1x plus 2. Group it. GCF again. Pull out an x, I'm left with x plus 2. Pull out a 1, I'm left with x plus 2. Final answer is x plus 2 and x plus 1. Done. So hopefully that helps as far as number 1. We're just going to do more of these, and you guys can always come up and ask questions. Let me know what doesn't work. So, number 2, always look for GCF. And in this case, my GCF is a 2. So I'm left with b squared minus 1. All right, it's not a trinomial, so from there I'm going to look for dots, because I have a minus sign and trinomials, perfect squares. Okay, so look for your squares. Perfect squares. All right, so I have a minus sign with perfect squares. Square root of b is b and b. Square root of 1 is 1 and 1. One gets a plus, one gets a minus. That one was probably a little bit easier. Hopefully you guys understand that. Anytime you get this, you're looking for difference of two squares, plus 1 and minus 1. All right, let's go a little bit further. Gotta love the phone ringing, but we'll keep that going for a little bit. All right, so try 2 more, and then you guys are on your own. First thing, GCF. What do they all have in common? A. What's left? A squared minus 9a plus 14. That's a trinomial. X time, what multiplies to 1 times 14 is 14, and adds to be negative 9. Well, 14 plus times 1, that's not going to work. That's 15. 7 and 2. I think I have it, but I don't want positive 7 and positive 2. I want negative 7 and negative 2. Next thing, I'm going to split this up. Keep that a, don't lose it. And then, here we go. A squared here, 14 here. Split it up, negative 7a. Negative 2a. Where did I get that from? Right here. Negative 7, negative 2. What do I pull out? An a minus 7. What do I pull out? Ooh, third term is negative. Pull out a negative 2. And then you get a minus 7. Final answer is a minus 2, a minus 7. Okay? All right, so let's pick one more. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this page or the next. Let's go to this page. So let's go to the next page, and you guys go back and try the other ones. All right. I'm just going to go smaller. And away we go. GCF of 3. What am I left with? B squared. Divide by 3. 4b. Divide by 3. Negative 21. Okay. Now, make your x. Numbers that multiply to negative 21. Add to be 4. Well, 7 and 3, but that one has to be negative. So negative 7 and 3 makes negative 4, no good. 7 and negative 3, there's my positive 4, so 7 and negative 3. Break it up. B squared plus 7b. And then negative 3b minus 21. Pull out a b, and you're left with b plus 7. Pull out a negative 3, and you're left with b plus 7. Don't forget about this guy. Final answer is 3, parentheses, b plus 7, parentheses, b minus 3. Don't forget about the 3. It is pulled out as a factor. So that's all it is pulling out a GCF and then trying more. Okay, so you always try to pull out a GCF. Here it might be a number and a letter. So in this case, you might see that you're pulling out a 2 and an X. That's your GCF, and then go further from there. So you guys have a couple of questions that you can do by yourself on either page, and then you'll be ready for mastery check. You can come see me, take a quiz, see how you do. Again, here, always try to pull out your GCF. And in this case, it's going to be a letter. It might be N. It might be more than one N. It might be N squared. Who knows? Give it a shot. You guys try it. All right. Number 3 in the books, factoring completely.